So guys, match day review. Obviously, we went to Southampton. And yeah, so full time it was, if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, it didn't go well, you could say. 3-1 up, and we just bottled it. But we're going to be talking about the player ratings. We're going to be talking about just the overall game, Antonio Conte's outburst. We're just going to be talking about the game. So yeah, let's get onto it. So first of all, if we do the player ratings, we'll dive into Forster, who I actually thought made a couple of really good stops. We could have lost this game. I reckon if Lloris is in net, we lose this game. Nothing you can do about the penalty. The goals, you can't really do a lot about. So I'm going to give Forster a 7. Romero, I'm going to give a 6. He was the best out of the defenders, but that's not really impressive because the rest of them are shit. Dyer, 4. Longley, 4. Both incapable of defending. Awful performance from both of them. Longley should be scoring with the last kick of the game, but he misses. Pedro Porro, probably my man of the match. I thought he was superb. He was the one bright spark, I think. So for Porro, we're going to give an 8. Højbjerg, 5. Didn't really do a lot. Was spraying passes, but consistently going backwards. Skip, I'm going to give a 5. It wasn't his best game, but it was a big bunch of them that were just absolutely horrific today. Ben Davies actually went off injured, so I'm not really going to give him a rating. The same with Richarlison. I'm also not going to rate them because they went off injured. Hope they're okay. Harry Kane, he was all right. There was an opportunity that really pissed me off is when he's going through on goal, you can slot Son through and he's completely free. Instead, he goes for the shot and it blazes over the bar. I'm going to give Kane a 6. I didn't think he was very good. Similar with Son. Good assist for Pedro Porro, but part of that, not again, yet another pretty poor performance from Heung-min Son. We're going to give him a 5. But it's the usual. Look at this. Tremendous finish from Perisic to surely wrap up the points. You got that wrong, Spurs Express. What you should have put, tremendous finish from Perisic to surely, at least, wrap up a point. Not plural. For me, the only good thing to come out of this game was the performance from Pedro Porro. I think we've got a serious player on our hand, but I don't really want to talk about the positives because this was such a negative performance. But the only thing I'm delighted for is how good this man was. And going forward, he could be a winger. Genuinely be a winger. He's that good. Yeah, the issue is Conte's come out. He's called the players lazy. He's called out the board. He's called out absolutely everyone. To a certain extent, I agree with everything he said. I think it was all very, very factual. The issue is you cannot do that. You're a professional. You're being paid hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds to come in and sort this squad out and just improve the players, improve the play style. He hasn't improved the players. He hasn't improved the play style. We're still a shambolic team. I'm not blaming him because he's not the most at fault. I'd actually put the players ahead of him. The players don't give a shit. The ownership don't care. We're a brand to them. They don't care if the football's not good. They don't care if the fans are whining and booing. All they care about is they're making the dollar, which they are. Look how much money they're making from concerts, from NFL. How our stadium is part NFL is just ridiculous. So the pitch turns around for the NFL pitch. Why do that? We've done a deal with the F1. I mean, it's cool. Is it beneficial to Tottenham Hotspur Football Club? No, but they just do it because it's greed. Football is greed. The players, all they care about is their weekly wage. You should deduct pay. I think you should, if the players aren't performing, it's like if you have a place of work, yeah, and you're doing absolutely awful, either you get sacked, you're going to get sacked. They can't really subsidise your pay, but these players aren't getting, it's not justified of how bad they are. The fans that travel to these games spend their hard-earned money to watch this football. The people that go up to Southampton, they're probably having a brilliant time in the 73rd minute, and then it went downhill, the usual. Tottenham bottle jobs. Trying to see what this notification says, boys. But yeah, for me, calling out the players, calling all 11 selfish. You're going to go into Tottenham after the international break, all the players that aren't going on international duty, and you're going to say they're selfish. Are you going to do that, Antonio? Are you seriously going to go and say to Harry Kane, to Son, Richarlison, Forster, the lot of them, Romero, Skip, Højbjerg, you're selfish? If I was a player and I'm giving my all, like for example Harry Kane is, let's just use him as an example. Romero, I know he's got so much passion though. If you go in and say this to these players, do you really think they're going to want to play for the manager? I just can't understand why he said this. You say it behind closed doors, maybe to the chairman, tell him your thoughts, how badly the club's run in your opinion. That I get, but doing it in media, this is going to go everywhere, all over the world, and now we're just a laughing stock. Tottenham already a laughingstock of world football, but this has just made us 50 times worse. I think it's really poor from Conte. I have a lot of respect for him because he's actually come out and said this about the board. If you're going to say about the board, fair enough. When you're singling out players, you're saying Richarlison was shit, fair enough, he's not had a good season, and you just said what he said. But you can't say these things. You can't come out and call out your players, because that shows to me that you have lost the dressing room. And we're in a serious issue, because surely he cannot come back. You know, for me, I'd like Conte to see out the season, but from what I've seen yesterday, I have respect for him for coming to say it. It needs to be said sometimes. But you can't come and do that to your own players, because how are they going to react to you now? They're just not going to play at all, and the top four slips away. But I don't think we're going to be getting top four this season. I think at the end of the day, we're not good enough, and that's just the way it is. We're not good enough to be getting top four, and I'd rather not. I'd rather not go all the way, get through. We battled through the group stage against three really good sides. And for what? For nothing. We play a half-decent team in AC Milan, who Chelsea, bear in mind, Chelsea beat home and away comfortably, and they beat us comfortably. That there was the most comfortable 1-0 victory I have ever seen in my life. We just... no opportunity. We should not have scored at all. Like, I'm not saying the goalkeepers didn't make any good saves, really. We just didn't deserve a goal. I honestly, if you look at the Europa League, we'd get knocked out by Barca would beat us, I think. I think even how bad Juventus are, they beat us. Man United would have beaten us. Sporting Lisbon could well beaten us, as they played brilliantly against us home and away in the Champions League this year. You know, who else you got? Arsenal would probably comfortably beat us. There's a lot of teams there that will comfortably beat us. In the conference, I'm sorry, but winning the conference is worse than the Community Shield. I don't want to be in the conference. I'd rather, next season, I think if I could choose what could happen for next season, I'd sell Harry Kane, I'd sell Son. It's the last time we can get good money for him. Get in some new, younger, hungry players. Get rid of the back line. Keep Romero, and that's simply it. I want none of the others. Pedro Porro, Destiny Udogie as our wing-backs next year. And I think we just rebuild. I'd rather see Tanganga play than Eric Dyer and Clement Longley. I still kind of rate Clement Longley, but now you see him, you just think, he is a bit shit, isn't he? I'd rather do what Arsenal did, you know, when they were starting to rebuild. No Europe, we focus on the cups, we focus on the league, and we build from there. It's going to be a long process, but I think the process will be worth it. Because I can't be bothered for this. Just to finish top four once every 2 years, for example. We're changing to these world-class managers. World-class managers are not the way to go for Tottenham. We need a rebuild. We need a young manager who's going to build up. We're going to get our stability back, and we're going to build our way and rank up in terms of what other clubs have done. You don't want to be like Chelsea. You don't want to spend all that money because, like we see, it's not getting them results. It takes at least a year for a whole new team to gel. And I think that's what we need to do. We need to do what Arsenal do. You've got to get rid of some of your players. When they got rid of Aubameyang, everyone thought they were going to be crucified. And look at them now. Who would have predicted that? About 3 years ago, when Arsenal were literally like a mid-table team, and now they're probably will win the Premier League. It's absolutely mental. You have to give it to them. But, you know, I think we need a manager. You know, the managers for me, that is going to be a video this week. So this week's is going to be my top 3 candidates. And before you say I do not want Thomas Tuchel, I do not want Luis Enrique. They are not the right choice for Spurs. We need a manager that's going to come in, genuinely, someone like Ryan Mason, Vincent Kompany, you know, Michael Carrick, the season he's having. I know it's a risk, but you have to take these risks and you have to back these managers. You see, look at Mikel. How many people wanted him out? And now he's doing fucking wonders. Fair play to Mikel. I just think I want a complete revamp, because otherwise we're just going to see no sign of improvement. Next season, we may come 5th again. We may get a couple of good wins. But is it worth it? I'd rather change the way we are as a club, get Levy out, get the board out, get the manager out, get them all out, and just have a complete revamp. I think it is the only way to save Tottenham Hotspur. I hope you guys... This is going to be posted on Sunday. I hope you guys have a good day today. Enjoy your rest of your weekend. I'm sorry if you're a Spurs fan, that's ruined it. It's pissing me off as well. I'll be just chilling today. Back at work tomorrow. If you're back at work tomorrow, have a good week. Back at college, have a good week at college, sixth form, uni, school, whatever you're doing next week. If you've got a week off, you have a good week. But guys, no matter what happens, you know, if we lose 10-0 to Watford, if we lose 10-0 to Arsenal, it will never stop me supporting this club. So we got the international break. I think we all fucking need it. Let's take this rest, watch England, and let's come back against Everton and we back our boys yet again. What we always say as Spurs fans, all you need to say, come on you Spurs.